Hey everybody, tonight we're going to be talking about the Demon King 3-level mechanical slider by LXEDC Toys. Now LXEDC Toys is my best guess from the packaging. Not totally sure about that, but anyhow, found this on AliExpress at a store I've never shopped at before, so the link will be in the comments, but shop at your own risk. It is available in 3 different flavors, as you can see in the upper right corner. We'll be talking about that. We'll take it apart, and I'll tell you about it. I wasn't really happy with the way it arrived. We'll cover that and a few other things, so please stick around. So I said that I wasn't too happy with it, how it arrived, and what I meant by that was that the springs were mixed up. This comes with a variety of springs, some soft ones and hard ones, and there were hard ones and soft ones mixed in here, and I didn't know that. I should make it a habit of just tearing these things down the minute they come in the door and inspecting them and making sure everything's at least set up right, because I got it and I took it to work today and I had a lanyard clip on it, which was a good thing because like I said, it had hard springs and soft springs, and it was too much, and the balls in this are glass. It only came with glass extra balls too. It was too grippy. And right now, it has all soft springs. I changed it all to soft springs with glass balls, and it's running just fantastic. Interesting thing about this one is that it does go backwards, but it only goes backwards 2 clicks per level. Which does make it a little... Sometimes when I'm in meetings and stuff, I like to do this, and that allows me to do that. So that's kind of a nice feature. But yeah, the springs were mixed up, and once I put the soft ones in, I was really happy with it. I was a little bit fooled when I bought this because there's only the one store, I think, and the only picture they had of the stainless steel one was kind of looking at it from like this angle, and you couldn't really see that this was PEI, and I assumed I was going to get something like this, the SG2 from LXEDC with the Teflon interior, like a black Teflon interior, but instead it's PEI, and I think I like that better, actually. What else was I going to say? The lanyard hole was just the right size for my clips, so that came in handy today. The fact that it had those hard, even if it was just a couple hard springs in here, made it so tight that it would get kind of caught up when you were pushing it forward and pushing it back. And it would make these big jumps. When it did finally let loose, it would be like too big of a jump. But putting in those soft springs made all the difference in the world. And what I want to do tonight, when we take it apart, and it's pretty basic. A lot of these are pretty much the same. You know, the detents, balls, and springs are pretty ubiquitous now, and it's just a matter of how each manufacturer approaches the exterior more than the interior. But everything else does matter, because otherwise it doesn't slide well, it doesn't operate well, and everyone seems to be so much different than the next. I forget where I was going to head with that. We're going to take it apart, and we're going to put in the strong springs and the POM balls. Maybe I didn't get to that yet. When we do take it apart, we're going to put in the strong springs and the nylon or POM balls and see how that goes, because that might make a difference. Right now, I really like it. It's easy. It's very easy to use. Today, it was so tight that it was, I don't know what the right word would be. It was laborsome. I don't know. It was difficult, and it was kind of making me concerned. But I think it's a little on the soft side, which is okay. Maybe that'll be good. But I want to try the hard springs and the nylon balls. I think that could be something that I like too, because I've done that on other things. It might be quieter, and it might give me quite a different feedback. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. Next thing we'll do is talk about what came in the box. Before I forget about it, let me bring those pictures up of the other two models that they have, the PEI and the G10, or the fiberglass one. Right now, there's a sale going on and that's only until August 25th, according to their website. But the stainless steel one, this one, can be got for $50. The G10 one, they want $57, and the PEI one, they want $42. Now, when I bought this, which was just a couple weeks ago, I paid $10 more than that. I paid $60. So you can imagine they might want $10 more than that for the after the sale for the G10 or the PEI one. But yeah, let's move on to the box. So the box has this information on the back, and it came with its own screwdriver, which is nice. We have a little information tag, and then we have all the extra parts. So I have extra screws, which is awesome, extra glass balls, and then a variety of screws. However, what they gave me didn't really match what was here. For some reason, they're all 5mm in length. Well, they were all marked 5mm in length, but these are 4mm in length. So they're, if I can get one in the yeah, over that white label, you'll be able to see they're kind of tiny compared to these. They're just a millimeter shorter. And the unfortunate thing is, I would have tried these, but they only gave me 2, and I need 4. So I relabeled that bag. They are 3.3. The first number is the wire diameter. Then by 3 is the diameter of the spring itself. And then the next is the length of the spring, the part that is springy. So we got those. We got some thicker ones, 0.3s, and then it came with thinner ones, which were 0.25. And right now the 0.25s are in there. And like I said, later we'll put in these 0.3s along with the nylon balls. And that is what came in the box. Let's go ahead and do some comparisons. Right away, everybody's pretty familiar with the Mackie CP3. Do this over my hand so that everybody can see. We have another popular one, the Top B by Metal Toys DZ. Of course, that doesn't go very far. And then we'll just compare these. I brought these out to talk about too, but I have the 01EDC SG2, or the Handy 2, I'm not sure what to call it. This is almost, if not almost, darn nearly the same as the Hamburg or the Mini Burger. This just has chamfered corners on it, and that's the reason I haven't bought one of those Hamburg models, because I kind of feel like I'd be getting the same thing. And I'm happy with this. Of course, the Hamburg is a lot cheaper, less expensive, be a better word, and it's got a lot softer edges. I would like to have one just for the fact that it has a different body, a nice softer body. Anyhow, let's compare these two. Let's do the old side by side. This one's kind of chunky. We have the 01EDC 3-level mechanical. You know what, let's just do this in order. Incidentally, that has 10 and 10. This has 10 and 10. This, however, we'll go into that in a minute. All right, this is it's one of the Rich, boy, I don't know which one. I'll say up here what it is. The Gal Studio Rich version, whatever, mechanical, 3-level. that out of order there, didn't I? Okay, and the last thing I have, and similar, and that is similar, is the, wait, what is that? I'll put it up here. This one's kind of chunky in its own way. It's so round. Always feels awkward in my hand. This is going to look kind of the same thickness whether I hold it this way or this way, I think. Those are about the same height. Okay. All right, let's measure this thing. My trusty caliper's out here. We are at 44 millimeters tall, 27 wide, 13 thick, and when it is fully extended, we are at 81. Now, let's see what it weighs. There's no magnets in this, so I can just lay it on the scale. 79 grams. I did want to bring out this again, and maybe just a couple others real quick to talk about why I like PEI in here as opposed to Teflon. The screws are taking all the impact, and the screws are threaded into the plastic. And the plastic is just not as strong as metal is. So every time you slam this forward or backward, the screw down at the bottom there is hitting this little end here. Same thing on the other side. So, you know, that's one way of doing it, and that's a lot of the ways a lot of people do it with their design. That's nothing wrong with that. This one, though, the 01EDC SG2. Now this one's pretty much the same as the Hamburg. That's Teflon. Screw here, same sort of setup. This one doesn't travel backwards at all, but I believe one of these is slightly stripped. Now it's staying in there by itself, and that's fine. It's no big deal. But it's a little disappointing, and that's probably namely because of the fact that this is Teflon. It's so soft. I imagine it's difficult to machine, and when you try to cut fine threads into something that's soft, I think you're pushing your luck a little bit. So I'm not fond of this way of doing things. The screw that impacts a limiting stop. Of course, that's how a lot of them are, including this one. But I consider this one, like I said, I was hoping I expected that maybe this was going to come with a black Teflon insert. I really wasn't expecting it to be PEI. And I was kind of hoping for it to be stainless steel. But that's okay that it's not. This one, I consider this to be top-notch out of the collection. Not necessarily that it's my favorite or number one, but best made, all around number one, I guess. At least it has been for a long time. So yeah, that would have been nice to see this all stainless steel. Either way, the price was certainly good. This was a lot more than this was. Now, two other ways to get around the issue of having a screw impact this is like on this one, the Teflon piece in the middle actually has a little extension that runs out into this metal piece and out into this metal piece. And that's actually where the spring and the ball are at. But it's actually that Teflon post or pillar that goes down in here into this groove. That's how it all holds together. But that Teflon pillar is what's taking all the impact. So that's a good way to go about it. And then a really interesting way to go about it was with this thing. And I forget what it's called too now. I'll put it up there. I was going to do the same thing with this one. Just forget what the names are. But this one instead has a spring with two balls in the middle that run along this track. in the middle, and that acts as its limiting mechanism. And that should never wear out on you. But things like this do have the potential to break if you run them too hard. And if you crank down on the screw too hard, you could easily strip the threads and stuff. So I always want to be very careful with anything plastic like that. Okay, I think we covered just about everything. Now it's time to take it apart. So I have here a modified Phillips Zero. Just try to find one that fits well. This came with a screwdriver, and I noticed, well, no, that's not ground down. I thought it was one of those screwdrivers that has a tip ground down on it. It doesn't. So just find one that fits. Even this one is a little bit loose, but your best bet is to find one that fits as tightly as possible. That way you can tell how tight it is and whatnot. I might use the word whatnot too many times to watch that. All right, there's one. Just put my finger over the other side so the balls don't go flying out. Flip it over and do the same thing. Okay. Springs and balls have been extracted. Now we can move on to switching out the springs. So, where did I put the other springs? These are, and I measured all these earlier, so they should be the right size. There are 4 of the harder springs. We'll keep the balls out. We'll put the springs in. And now we're going to switch. Actually, we're going to get rid of these balls. And we're going to move on to these 2.86 millimeters. Let's double check the diameter of the glass balls that it came with. In that one of my last reviews, the size of the ball really mattered. Come on, zero out. There we go. Oh, geez, these are horrible. We're just going to get an approximation here. And it's not 7.94, I'll tell you that. Okay, 2.86. 2.86. I don't know why they do that. Everything that's advertised is 3 millimeters. Ends up being 2.86 millimeters. And these are the POM nylon balls. I'm just going to get 4 of them out here. Okay, I'll put 2 on this side. Whoops. Put 2 on this side. And then, now you have to be mindful of that little notch right there. That notch is on the bottom surface, so that's where this plate's going to go on the bottom underneath. And then this plate is going to go on top. And if you want to orient your goofy little skull face, that's the only thing I really don't like about this Demon King. That's a bit childish. Anyhow, at least it's not, doesn't stand out too obnoxiously. Anyhow, I want to orient that with the where the lanyard hole is. Push down on these balls, line up the dovetail thing, and then just slide it in place. And go ahead and put that screw back in on that side. There we go. I'm just going to get it nice and snug. All right. Put the other 2 strong springs in. This will be interesting because I haven't done this yet. And if I haven't, then how come I have an extra ball out here? Did I drop one already? We're going to have to double check the other side. Okay, so this goes on like that, so that the hole lines up with the lanyard. notch. Push down on the balls. Slide it. Whoops. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, there it is. Good God. Well, it wouldn't be fun if we didn't have these moments where we nearly lose our eyesight. Holy shit. I'm really curious now about the other side. Whether or not I got both balls in there or not. Okay, just want to push that. I'm not doing a good job holding those balls down. There we go. Now I'm going to, I know those two are in place. So I'm going to put the screw back in on this side. And we're going to have to take the other side apart to make sure both balls are in there. Tough to find that initial thread. Don't want to misthread it because it's plastic. Well, it's really being a bugger. There we go. Never force it. Get that down there, snug. Back to this side real quick. I'll bet one of them didn't make it in. Yep, one of them didn't make it in. Okie dokie. Now, push those down. Push the lid over them. Got them both this time. Put the screw back in place. Very carefully. And then snug it down. Okay, now here we go. This is the first time with 4 strong springs and nylon or POM balls. Well, that's a little bit reminiscent of what I was feeling as I carried it around at work with its initial setup, where it had the strong springs mixed with the light springs and the glass balls. Except now it's uniform. It's not catching up anywhere. You know, it's not making those big jumps. Overall, the impact of each ding, because of the plastic balls, is softer. I like that. It'd be interesting to try this with the soft springs, but I think at that point it would probably get too soft for me. And I think I've become a bit partial to the glass balls and the soft springs. Still, not bad. Much better than... I can't imagine operating this with 4 strong springs and the 4 glass balls. I'm sure it wouldn't even function properly, I don't think. Okay. Well, kids, I think that's about it. If you have any questions, please let them in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye.